Welcome back to part 3 of this 5-year anniversary commentary special. This is the final part in this short series of videos, and yes, I am positive about it this time. There's only about approximately an hour left in this commentary, so I will not be splitting it up anymore. There won't be any more videos. This is indeed the final one. Okay, so without wasting your time, and without further ado, let's just finish this commentary already. Next came what today I still consider to be my basically my masterpiece video, at least in my opinion. I mean, you know, what you think is the best video I made is kind of subjective and up to you, but at least in my opinion, this is the best video I've made up to this point. And of course, that video is my Dr. Muto review, which it's the longest video. Well, okay, no, not the longest video I ever made, but it is a pretty long video. It's in my opinion the best well-edited video I've made on my channel in general, and it's just the best video I've made, at least in my opinion. It's the best quality video in my personal opinion. I just really like it. But yeah, and it's also one of the more successful videos on my channel. Right now it has like over 2,300 views, which is pretty good, considering normally I only get about like 50 views on a video, if I'm even lucky. And yeah, part of the reason why it took several months to upload it, even though I made the April Fool's joke video saying it would be coming soon, was because after I had finished it and I was trying to render it, the current computer that it was on couldn't render it because apparently the video was too long and probably too big to render out or something like that. The computer just didn't have like the technical capabilities to render it out, basically. And even though I figured out a way to port the whole project into a little file that I could transfer onto a flash drive, my flash drive was still too... I mean, I didn't have a flash drive that could contain the file. The biggest flash drive I had was 16 gigabytes, and the project file was 18 gigabytes. So I needed a bigger flash drive. And also, another reason why I didn't upload it for several months is honestly because I kind of forgot about it. Like, it wasn't until I was just sitting there kind of doing something else and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta upload a Dr. Muto review. And so finally I came up with this plan around Thanksgiving time, yet again, a year after I started making the video, that I would use the money that I had to buy like a big flash drive, which I bought a 64 gigabyte flash drive, which I would have kept if I liked the flash drive, but to me the flash drive kind of felt really cheap, and I felt for like $60 it wasn't really worth it. So I mean, I ended up returning it, but it's kind of besides the point now, I guess. But I used that flash drive to get the file off of that computer onto the flash drive, and I was able to upload it onto a new computer. A new computer processed it out, and you know, everything went smooth after that. And I was able to upload it, and yeah, that's how this review came to be. And oh, I did also mention in the beginning of this thing that there was at one point where I almost lost this whole review, just like I've pretty much gone. That's because this was about when I had fully edited the video about 3/4 of the way. It was about 3/4 done, and I pressed the button to save, and again the computer was slow, so sometimes even after I'd pressed the save button and it was still acting like it was saving, after about a minute or so, if I'd exit out, it would be completely saved and, you know, it wouldn't be messed up. But apparently this one time when I pressed the save button and then just closed it, I apparently did it too soon, and the project file didn't finish saving correctly. And then when I opened it back up, the thing was corrupted, and just everything was gone. And it was just like this brand new project, like I had done absolutely nothing. Just, yeah, I just, because at this point, 2/3 way, I was at least like 20 minutes of video I had finished editing and putting together. So you're talking about a lot of work there, just gone at that point. Thankfully, I was able to recover it because I looked up online how to recover the file, and there's a way on Cyberlink PowerDirector 8, which is again the video editing software that I use, that you can basically access previous saves of your project file and just basically recover it from there pretty much. So I found like a previous save of it, and I was able to, save it again and work on it again. And all I had to do was basically just kind of redo what I had just done, like that day or so, which wasn't too bad compared to like having to do the whole video all over again. So yeah, almost lost the video. And honestly, if I did lose the video, like if it became corrupted and I could not absolutely recover it at all, honestly, I probably would have quit. Like, I probably wouldn't have like just restarted it, because I felt like at that point it would have just been a waste of my time, just been gone, just putting all that time into the video and then just for it to be corrupted and just disappear, just been like a waste of my time, and I just didn't feel like wasting my time further if that would have been the case. So yeah, there could have been a possibility that this video could have never been made and uploaded, which kind of sucks, I guess. But thankfully that wasn't the case, and it's uploaded, and yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with the end product. And and I've gotten pretty good feedback for it, generally positive. The only criticism I really had was that it was pretty lengthy, and I did talk about too many minuscule stuff that didn't really need talking about. Like, I know with sound effects I probably went a little bit too much into detail with and stuff like that. But other than that, my review was good in everyone else's mind. And, when I was making the video, I did realize that this review was a little bit long-winded and stuff. And actually, I did cut out like a minute of audio from the review. So, yeah, it's not the full-length review. Like, the full length would have been like exactly 40 minutes or so. But I cut out like a minute because I felt like there wasn't anything really important worth noting, and it didn't really take away from the game, in my opinion. It wasn't really a valid point worth bringing up. And that valid point, by the way, is something that Nitro Red, which is another YouTuber on here, kind of brings up in his review, which I just looked up fairly recently, actually, which is the 1 minute of audio I cut out was basically talking about how the enemy variations are all the same. You only have like 3 enemy types, and I was gonna say like it was kind of a almost like a bad thing that's kind of repeating, but not bad enough to like take away from the game or anything, like deduct, I guess, points or anything, because I kind of used a point scale, like number scale. So I figured there's no point in keeping it in, just remove it, and plus it'd make the review a little bit shorter, so I moved it. And also, I didn't do like a bunch of editing just to keep that one piece in, so I could just easily remove it and be okay. But with all the other stuff, at that point, I had done like so much editing just to keep all that little pointless stuff in there that it's kind of like, I just kind of felt like it'd be a waste of time just to go back and delete it now. And I just kind of felt like, screw it, this is just going to be one long-ass review, and if people can't deal with that, then I'm sorry, but it's either this or nothing at the point, because at the time, my review is pretty much the only, like, complete review, complete video review, I should probably say, because there was another review that was complete, which is like a vlog review. It's just the guy holds up the copy of the game and talks briefly about it, and, basically says it's a good game, which isn't a bad review. It's just not very detailed, and it doesn't really show off the game at all, which is a major thing I consider with video game reviews, is that, since capture card equipment and microphones and things like that are easily available to people, maybe not monetary wise, like money wise, but at least accessibility. Like, if you had the money, you could buy the stuff and get it, and make videos like that. I don't think there's really any excuse to use like do vlog reviews of video games at this point. I mean, yeah, if it were like film reviews where you put parts of the film in your video, there's a possibility that you might get copyright strikes, then yeah, I can understand that. But at this point, video game reviews aren't like that, and video game videos aren't like that in general, so there's honestly no excuse in my mind, pretty much. I mean, I know that might sound a little harsh, but I mean, it's just, would you rather look at a vlog, a guy just showing off like the case of the game and talking about it and trying to describe it, or just looking at the gameplay yourself and just listening to someone talk about it and analyze it and stuff like that? It just sounds better, like a better, more interesting video. And that's basically what I was getting at. But yeah, this was a pretty good first review from what I've gathered, not only in my personal opinion, but from everyone else's opinions as well. It was just a little bit too long, and I will try in the future when I make other reviews to keep them a lot shorter, like hopefully 20 minutes and less, because yeah, when you start going into 40-minute territory and stuff like that, it does take a long time to make these sort of videos, especially even if you're using a computer that wasn't like slow as crap like I was. And yeah, that's the best video I've made on my channel at this point, and I would recommend you go look at it, because if you were to ask me what sort of content I make on my channel, at least at this point, I would basically point you to this video, because if I had more time and I guess more equipment and stuff, I would make more videos like this. But as of right now, I don't really always have enough time to make sorts of videos like this. So yeah, I mean, if I had more time, and if like YouTube were like a full-time job for me or something, this would be sort of the stuff I would make. And then the next video I made after this was the Follow Us and Support Gex4 video, which you can probably guess by the title what this is about. This is basically a video I made, sort of like a vlog video, but not as cringy and as bad as my old videos, but where I basically just talked about Gex4, like our project, and how you should follow us on social media and support us, like if you wanted to see Gex4 made, because we'd let you know when to vote for Gex4 ideas. Because at this point, Square Enix Collective, which is this program for independent developers, that they could pitch their ideas to Square Enix, and they could either make an Eidos property, like a Fear Effect game or a Gex game or something like that, or they could just pitch their own, and other people can vote for it and see whether or not they'd be interested in it or not, and just kind of from there maybe get a game made out of it. So that's kind of what this video was, just to spread word about our project and just the whole Gex4 sort of movement at the time in general. And that's why I made it. But if you're curious as to the current state of Gex4, specifically our project, I guess, or just Gex4 in general, with Gex4 in general, nothing. There haven't been any new news about it, like any recent updates about it. It's just been with the Gex4 in general. There haven't really been any recent updates. It's just been Square Enix didn't choose any ideas that they felt were good enough for Gex4, I guess. So including ours, which that kind of sucked. But I mean, our kind of pitch for it was kind of half-assed. I mean, it wasn't exactly my fault. It's more so a friend's fault, but I don't exactly consider it entirely his fault that we that our idea didn't get accepted. Is kind of is kind of a combination of things, I guess. But I mean, he didn't really know. We didn't really know that we'd have like several months until like a deadline for these things. We thought like you put the pitch in, pretty much like first come first serve almost. Like whoever had the best pitch at first, they would basically get it, Which I guess, thinking about it now is probably a little bit ridiculous because and it wouldn't exactly be fair to other developers if it's like a first come first serve type of system. But I mean, he had the right intentions, is what I mean. He had the right intentions, and we both didn't know that we'd have all that time to flesh out a pitch and stuff like that. But yeah, no Gex 4 currently in the works from anybody, including us. And so far, Square Enix Collective hasn't said anything further about a Gex 4 or reopening pitch submissions for a new Gex game. Currently, I guess they're busy with the new Fear Effects Sedna game and a bunch of other indie products that they keep getting in. Which, I mean, I guess it's fine, I understand that they're busy with that sort of stuff. But besides that, anyways, with our Gex 4 project, at the moment, it's kind of on hold. Not just because Square Enix Collective at the moment doesn't seem very interested in pursuing another Gex game, but, I mean, our project is just on hold until, well, I mean, we kind of feel like we're in the right place in our lives to work on the game. Because, I mean, at the current time, I'm in college, and I kind of just come to the conclusion that I just, basically go through college at this point and finish college, and then, after that, I could work on something like this. Cause I don't really want to go to college and work on this at the same time. If I got this, like, if our idea was picked now, say, and we started working on it like right now, I'd basically try and quit college, because I mean, I'd rather spend all my time and effort on something that I more so cared about, and also that was making me money at the same time, making a living off of, instead of splitting my time between that and fucking college. When at this point I have a job, which which is the sort of job I want, and I just don't really care about college in general. I mean, I'm not like flunking college, but it's just you just deep down you don't really care about school and college and stuff like that, because it's like you're kind of forced to go. You don't exactly want to go yourself, but yeah. And then another teammate kind of dropped off for now. He's kind of doing his own thing, and another teammate is currently busy with work and other stuff. So right now, I think I just had to come with the grim reality that it's just right now's not a good time for making another Gex game. Like, I just don't think we have the correct resources. I just don't think we're all on the same page. I think it's just best to wait, unfortunately. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to work on a new Gex game right now, but I don't know if we could really make the best Gex game at this current moment in time. But I don't know, we'll see. I mean, if Square Enix announces something about reopening submissions for Gex 4, we might send in our pitch. Probably. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But for now, our project is on hold. Gex 4 is currently on hold. But, not all hope is lost. I'm sure it'll still eventually happen in one form or another. That's basically it with that video. And then the next video is Speedrunner's quickest win ever. It's just a little highlight video from Speedrunners, because there's a free weekend on Steam, because at the time I didn't own Speedrunners, and it ran on my computer, and I just basically did this pretty cool trick in the game, and I was able to win the game instantly, pretty much. I mean, you can watch it yourself and see what I mean. But the quality unfortunately kind of sucks. Not like resolution wise, but frame rate wise, it was like recording at almost 10 frames per second or something. So it's, I mean, I cut it down to where it's not like the whole match. It's just like a minute, the last minute of the match, just right when the thing happens. But still, it kind of sucks. And I don't know why it records 10 frames. I guess my computer can't really record that well. I don't fucking know. I mean, if the free weekend stuff wasn't going to be gone within a certain amount of time, I would have spent more time towards making the quality of the video better, like finding a better screen recording software that could record it with a better frame rate and stuff. But I mean, at some point the free weekend would be gone and I wouldn't own this game anymore, and I didn't know when I'd get it back or if I'd still have this this highlight on my profile and stuff. So I just, recorded with what I had and, uploaded it. And so yeah, that's the backstory behind that video. And then I did another video called Fallout 4 Melee and Energy Weapons Bobblehead Unboxing, which it's my first unboxing video I ever made. And it's just kind of a random video, again, like the speedrunners one. Part of the reason was to check and make sure these, because these were originally like Christmas presents and stuff, and I was opening up to check that they were like in good condition and not fucked up and stuff, and that I liked them and whatnot in case, we wanted to return them and stuff, and which I also kind of used an excuse to make an unboxing video for them, but whatever. And so yeah, it's just a video of me unboxing them and showing them off a little bit, and it's nothing super special. And then after this point is my top 10 games of 2015. Now, this is sort of a return to form, I guess, since it was like the first little commentary video I made in a while, because the last sort of thing, edited video I made with like a lot of editing and stuff behind it was the Dr. Muta review, and this was like the first one since then. But yeah, the reason I came to make this video was because it started out with this funny video idea I had, which had just been originally titled my top game of 2015 or something like that, or my game of 2015 is probably what I would have called it. And it would have basically been me talking about Fallout Shelter, like saying, oh, that's my game of the year, because in case some of you don't know, I don't really have a PS4. I don't have a PS4. I don't have Xbox One. I don't have any next-gen consoles. I don't really have a PC capable of running any current-gen games. So, I can't really play games from this current year. And that was part of the reason why I just want to make this video, because it's like, oh, I finally get to play a game that was released this year, and it's just this one game. That's the only game I get to play, because this is like December that I got to play Fallout Shelter, because I just got my new smartphone, and I was able to play this game. Because on my old one, it wasn't available in that version, which is kind of weird, because it was like a Galaxy Exhilarate, which is just like a baby Galaxy or a spin-off Galaxy. But now I have a Galaxy S6. So it started out as just the one gag video, but then I got a little curious and started wondering, how many games have I actually played that came out in 2015? And then I went scrolling through my Steam library, because that's the only way I would have really played some games from 2015, and also some mobile games. Okay, now, because I started playing mobile games then. And I found that, at least at the time, that I had played exactly 10 games that were released that year. And so I thought, it would be a fun and interesting video if I were to make a top 10 games of 2015 that had all these little weird indie games on it and stuff, and it wasn't like all these big AAA titles like Fallout 4, Witcher 3, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was on there, but all these other games like Rise of the Tomb Raider and stuff like that. And so I decided to make the video like that, and took a little bit longer than I expected. Part of the reason was, I don't know, it's just, I mean, in recent years, I don't know, my energy has just been kind of weird lately. It's like, I don't know, I just kind of wind up a little bit tired a lot, kind of groggy at certain points. Just, I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe it's stuff with my diet. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, I just kind of have like a lack of energy sometimes. Like, sometimes it's really, really bad. And that was part of the reason why. It's just like I kind of didn't feel like making the video because I didn't really have the energy, and also I guess kind of felt a little lazy. Didn't feel like doing it. But eventually I did kind of like force myself to start doing it, and I kind of got over my grogginess and stuff and was able to do it and finish it and whatnot. And it took me a little bit longer to finish because it took me till the end of February to upload, February 22nd. Like, and I originally planned it to be out at least by the end of January. So I was pretty much like one of the last people to upload my top 10 games 2015. Not exactly the last person that I know, because like a couple hours later, I saw another guy I was subscribed to. He had uploaded his top whatever games of 2015. So at least I wasn't the only person kind of late with that upload. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. Besides, I did kind of half-ass it with the editing. Like, it's not downright terrible. It's just I could have done a little bit more professional editing and stuff like that. But I just didn't. Partially because I was trying to rush it out. Partially because I didn't really want to go into that much detail for this video. And one interesting thing about this video is that the microphone I used to record this was different than the one I'm just continuing to use now. Because for the majority of my videos, I use this Call of Duty Black Ops Wii headset mic, which works pretty fine actually, and records audio pretty decently. But for this one video, Top 10 Games 2015, I got new little earbud headphones, and I had a little microphone on it, and I decided to try that. Because at first I thought the quality was a little bit better than this, but I mean, after recently listening to it, the audio for that sounds a little bit too echoey compared to this recording. So that's why I've kind of just gone back to my headset mic for now. But hopefully at one point I can get like a legit microphone that isn't a headset mic and stuff. Yeah, that's one thing interesting about that video. And if you want to look at it, you can. I mean, just keep in mind that it's not going to have big hitter games like Fallout 4, Witcher 3, all that stuff. It's just going to be a bunch of weird indie shit and some mobile games and stuff. And actually, with this video, I kind of fucked up because when I was about to finish editing the video, I was like on number 1 spot. I found out that one game that I thought wasn't released in 2015 actually was, and I didn't know that at the time, and I wasn't able to include it on the list, and I couldn't just really make it a top 11 at that point. I don't know. It's just, I mean, I just basically finished editing the video like it was, and just kind of just didn't finish it. But the game that I didn't mention on there was Rayman Adventures, which is a mobile game, like a mobile Rayman game. It's like a 2D platformer, like the Rayman Origins and Legends games. It's actually a really good mobile game. I very much enjoyed it actually, and if I had known that at the time of making this video that not this video, but the top 10 games of 2015 video, that it was released in 2015, I definitely would have put that at number 1 on my list, and Fallout Shelter would have been number 2. And you could be guaranteed that Transform Ice, which was number 10, would not have been on my list at this point, because I really didn't want to talk about that game at all. So that kind of sucked. But yeah, whatever. I mean, as a video on its own, it's fine. You know, it's well put together, and yeah. So okay, enough of that video. Then we move on to my final thoughts on Call of Duty Black Ops Wii. Now, again, this was part of my We Will Miss You series. At the end of my Black Ops part of the series and the end of my Modern Warfare 3 part of the series, I had mentioned that at the end of them that I would not be giving my thoughts on the multiplayer, that I'd be saving them for a video. And, you know, right after I did all that stuff, I did make my thoughts video for Black Ops. And for the longest time, it was just sitting on my desktop. I had edited it together a little bit, because when I originally intended to make this thoughts video, I didn't intend for it to be a fucking hour-long video, just me going on and on about the multiplayer and stuff. I wanted it to be like at least 30, at most 30 minutes or something. But turned out to be a lot longer than that. And so, you know, for the longest time, I was just trying to like edit it down and try and make it as short as humanly possible, because this was back when I was in the mindset where with YouTube videos you had to watch them. You couldn't just just listen to them, or that wasn't like one of the points of a YouTube video. Like, you had to watch and listen to it. You couldn't just listen to it. So, and you know, this took a long time just to try and edit it like that, like trying to, you know, take out the times where I just sit there and go, you know, stuff like that, and try to compress it down to a really shorter video. So, eventually, you know, recently, I wanted to get rid of this thing, get it off my hard drive, because it was just sitting there. And this was around the time where, you know, I realized, you know, that, you know, you don't have to, for some videos, you don't have to like look at them. You could just listen to them, like podcast videos, or news type of videos, you know, things of that nature. Stuff that you could just kind of listen to. You don't have to exactly look at. I mean, you could look at it if you wanted to, but you don't exactly gain or lose anything from looking at the video, at least in my personal opinion. But after realizing that, I decided, you know, I'd just do whatever little bit of editing I needed to do for the rest of the video, and then just kind of upload it and get it off my computer. And yeah, that's why almost, let's see. Okay, when did I end my Black Ops thing? August of 2014, okay. And this was uploaded March 2000. So almost 2 years later, the One Thoughts video came out. So, yeah, that's why it took so long to upload this one. Because I didn't want to upload a super long video that I thought people would get bored watching. At the same time, it took like forever to fucking edit, until, you know, I finally just said fuck it and uploaded it, and people can just listen to it. And honestly, that's what I recommend you do for this type of video, for the Black Ops Thoughts video, the Modern Warfare 3 Thoughts video, and also these videos, the you know, anniversary videos. That's what I highly recommend you do. Just listen to them while you're doing something else, like playing a video game, drawing, you know, whatever, cleaning the house, you know, whatever. And so after I finally uploaded that Thoughts video, I did my first ever movie review, a little short movie review. Not gonna lie, I pretty much did this review in an attempt to get views. Because, you know, I watched the movie, and because I watched it like the day it came out, Pee-wee's Big Holiday, the movie. I watched it the day it came out, and afterwards I had looked up reviews to see like what people had made reviews of it, and yeah, I saw people like IGN made a review of it, but that didn't like have major views on it. And then like that was pretty much it. I didn't see people like Andre Meadows of Black Nerd Comedy make a review of it, and you know, other big people like that. So I kind of thought like, you know, maybe I could make my own review of it, and maybe I could get a fair amount of views on it for once, because, you know, I guess I was kind of tired of having all these videos that didn't really break like 100 views and shit. So yeah, for like 10 minutes I stood in a corner and with my phone pointed at me and kind of tried to talk about the movie and review it. And yeah, I mean, it's not really one of my best videos. It's not downright. I mean, I tried my best because again, I'm not really the best at talking off the cuff or talking without a script, improving, all that sort of stuff. So that's why it's not that great. But, whatever. I mean, it's probably not really a great review or the best review. That's why I kind of put in the title amateur review in quotation marks, because I'm not really sure if it's a legit review. And it is very amateur, even if it is a review. Because, again, I don't really review movies in general, because I just don't. Yeah. So that's why I've uploaded the one movie review. That's why I did a movie review. Other than that, I wouldn't really do a movie review in general. And then after this, another kind of random video that I had, which was my Game Informer Game Pro thoughts and showing off some dumb ads. And that's ads, not ass. But yeah, the point of this video, the Game Informer video, was I was cleaning off my shelves, trying to make space for more of my video game collection, because I was sort of running out of room on the shelves that I had, and I had more shelf space at all. I just had like a bunch of fucking books I never looked at, like all these gaming magazines that I never looked at. So basically I like thumbed through them one last time, and then I'd close them up and then put them in a box and then probably never look at them again. That was the intent. But while I was looking through them, I found some kind of funny ads that I wanted to like make a video on, and at the same time I kind of felt like I could probably give my basic thoughts on Game Informer and Game Pro. So that's what I did. The first part was just my thoughts on the two magazines, and then I showed off the two ads I thought were kind of stupid. And that's pretty much the point of that video. And then the next video was called Almost a Quad, which is another Call of Duty gameplay video, which I hadn't done in fucking years. And this was another clip that was just sitting there on my computer that I hadn't been used yet. And this was actually some footage of one of my friends getting pretty much a quad feed in Call of Duty. Like, he got 4 kills at once, pretty much, or close enough. That's why I said almost a quad, And, way back in the day when that had happened, I had, he was excited about it, like, oh my god, I got a quad and stuff, and, I thought it was pretty cool too, and I told him, like, I had, like, thankfully I was recording at the time, so, I could send the video to him, but for some reason, I never did send the video to him. I guess, I partially forgot about it, partially didn't, I don't know, couldn't find the time to send it to him, and also I think around this time, he soon started to kind of quit making YouTube videos and stuff, and I think that was the major thing, so I kind of figured, like, there wasn't really any point sending the video to him, and, I just kind of kept it on my hard drive for all this time, and then recently I kind of figured, maybe I should just upload this and kind of get it off there and just, upload it for my friend. So that's what I did. I uploaded it. And, yeah, my friend saw it and he thought, oh yeah, it was cool. He didn't exactly remember that happening, although I did remember it happening. That's one of the few memories I remember from Call of Duty Black Ops Wii. So, yeah, he thought it was pretty cool, and I thought it was kind of cool too. And we're almost finished with all these videos. God dang. My voice is kind of giving out, honestly. Sorry if it sounds like shit over the recording. But yeah, I've been talking for so long. So the next video was my final thoughts on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 for the Wii, and also why I quit COD, which originally was just going to be my thoughts on Modern Warfare 3, especially back at the time. Well, Yeah, pretty much back at the time, it just would have been thoughts. I wouldn't really gotten into why I quit Call of Duty, but I kind of figured. But since definitely in recent years, I definitely don't give a shit about Call of Duty anymore. Um, I figured, since this video just talking about Modern Warfare 3 thoughts wouldn't have been that long by itself, I figured I'd throw in as a little bonus, like why I quit Call of Duty in general, which I didn't throw it in as an attempt to make it an hour long or anything. I just kind of thought like that maybe the Modern Warfare 3 video would have been like 30 minutes, and then adding in the why I quit Call of Duty at the end would just been like 5 to 10 minutes more, and it wouldn't have been like too much, which I think I was kind of right. I think it was just about 10 minutes more. But at that point it was like 40 minutes or so long, so I mean, whatever. Again, it's just a sort of video that you sit and listen to. I don't really recommend you sit and watch it, but I mean, if you want to sit and watch it, you can. I'm not going to tell you how to fucking watch my videos, Yeah, that's pretty much all the thoughts I have with that. Now, for the final video that I've uploaded, at least to this point, besides, these videos, which will be coming out, after, obviously, I finished with this audio recording and stuff, is Buck, the first game I ever backed on Kickstarter. Now, around this time, I recently... So, hang on, sorry. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, so, around, I think the tail end of 2014 or so, I heard of this... I was subscribed to this guy named Cat Icarus. I still am today, but, subscribed to this guy named Cat Icarus. He's a YouTuber on YouTube, a video game reviewer on YouTube, I guess. He basically mentioned how he was in a game... He was a voice in a game, and there was a Kickstarter project to it, and, you should go back it and, all that stuff. Unfortunately for the developers behind that game, apparently it failed, because, after that video, I kind of forgot about it, and then I kind of thought about it recently, like, whatever happened to that game where he's, like, the voice of in a game, where he's, like, the voice of a character in the game, and so I looked it back up, and then I found out, like, oh, the Kickstarter failed, and I was like, oh man, that sucks. Like, especially since I kind of thought the game looked pretty cool, and like it had potential, and I would have backed it at the time, but again, as I say in the video, I didn't really have the money at the time, so I couldn't do it. So unfortunately for them, they kind of failed. But even if I did back it, they still sadly probably wouldn't have made their goal. Because it was like $75,000 back then, and the recent one was like $30,000, which they did just make it pretty much, with a little bit of cushion as well. That kind of messed up that transition, which I was going to say, like, if you wanted to update on Buck, is that it was funded, and yeah, and I just kind of gave that away, but whatever. Yeah, and then fast forward to a couple years later, July or so in 2016, I found out that they were redoing the Kickstarter for this game, and I actually had the money to actually support this game, and I supported it, because I mean, I just picked the lowest tier as $8, and even if the project went south, it's not like a huge amount that would have maybe went to waste. Like $8 is pretty reasonable, especially for like a first time Kickstarter thing. But so yeah, I backed it as a way of showing my support and trying to help them out. And the main reason why I even made this video to begin with, besides just spreading awareness in general, and it was pretty much because up until that point, Cat Icarus had yet to make a video on the game, and it kind of worried me because, I mean, I felt like with someone of his fan base size, which at this time is about 500,000 or so, if he were to bring up this game again, that would more than likely save the game. Like it wouldn't fail again. So I decided to take it upon myself to make a video trying to spread awareness, even though, I don't have the largest subscriber base, I don't have many viewers and whatnot, but I still wanted to try my best anyways. So I made the video, and funny enough, as I was editing it, I looked at my subscriptions, and Catechris, wow, voice crack, sorry about that, but Catechris uploaded a video on it just as I was editing it together, and I'm like, my god, it was too funny. But I mean, obviously I didn't quit making it. I still continued with it because I was like, fuck it at that point, just finish making it. And I mean, I guess it was just kind of a nice thing to do, and plus it kind of serves as like an archival video for like the first game I ever backed on Kickstarter, obviously. Just kind of a testament to that, I guess. And this was also the first video where I kind of changed perspectives from where I filmed in my room. Like, with my X4 video, I filmed kind of where my chair normally is, but for that video, I moved my chair in front of my video game shelf and recorded it that way. So, in that case, it was kind of different. Wow, just kind of looking at this video, it's like gonna be a 3-parter. Holy fuck. Okay, you know what? I think I'm done going over all this stuff. My voice is pretty shot to begin with, and pretty tired of talking about all this stuff, I guess. And I'm pretty sure anybody listening to this would be tired of listening to me talk about all this stuff. So, yeah, that's it with all my videos. That's all the behind the scenes stuff. That's how everything came to be. That's how I came to where I am now, I guess. So I suppose I should talk about the future of my videos. Most videos, I do have some videos in mind to upload, but most of them that I have in mind, I'm not fully decided on. One of which is this show idea called Gun Ho, which if any of you perhaps noticed my channel recently, I redid. I have a new profile picture and I have a new YouTube banner, and I even have a new a channel description in the About tab, and it basically alludes to this thing called Gun Ho, which I'm not gonna get into so much. I'm not gonna give you a really detailed explanation, because I mean I've basically given nothing but detailed explanations throughout this whole thing. Plus, I mean, there's a possibility that I might upload it soon. So, I'm not promising anything, but there's still a possibility. That's all I'm saying. Just don't exactly get your hopes up, okay? And but I mean, if you look at the banner, you can kind of tell and gather a basic idea what it is. It's Gun Ho stands for games you've never heard of, and I talk about games you never heard of, which that's pretty subjective about, and probably not true, because I'm sure at some point, at least with some people, like some games I talk about they have heard of before I talked about them, so it wouldn't be like a game they've never heard of and shit like that. But I mean, in general, I just talk about lesser talked games and review them and make videos on them. In short, I wouldn't like do a review of Super Mario World or Super Mario Galaxy or really huge and popular titles like that have like probably like 1 million reviews out there or so. I'd talk about talked about stuff that don't really have reviews or have very minimum reviews, or things of that nature. So I mean, that's the basic gist of what the thing is. I'd go into a little more detail in like a future, when when I actually upload update video kind of explaining further what gung-ho is, but for now that's all I'm gonna really say about it. I am considering that, but I won't promise you anything. And however, besides all these videos that I kind of have planned in my mind that I may or may not upload, the one video that definitely will be uploaded will be my review of Buck, the game, but that won't be for at least another year, so don't expect that video anytime soon. But part of the reason why I'm not really sure if I'll be uploading any more videos is because, again, I'll be kind of busy, because as I'm uploading these videos, I'm going to be starting college soon, or I'm either in college at the time. It just kind of depends on when all these videos get uploaded. But yeah, I'll just be basically dealing with college some point after these videos. And also, I may be preoccupied with other things that don't involve video making. Not exactly going to go into that either. But yeah, just I might be busy with other things, and that might be why I don't bother trying to upload more videos or make more videos. I mean, with college, it's kind of like a lot of work and keeps you busy sometimes. And with the little free time I get, I wouldn't like to spend that on something that's essentially kind of more work. I mean, I do like making YouTube videos and videos in general, but I mean, even though I like doing it, it is kind of work, and I'd rather just kind of just chill and do whatever with that little spare time I have. But that's if I'm super busy. Maybe if I'm not super swamped with college work and feel in the mood, I'll probably upload some more videos or something. But we'll see. Okay, let me finish this off with the future of my channel. So, I guess I'll tie this to over the next 5 years, since that'll be the next time I ever make one of these commentary videos, if ever, I guess, but probably next 5 years. I'd like to be able to upload more frequently on here, and I'd also like to create the sorts of videos I want to make, like gung-ho and some other sort of video ideas that I kind of have, I guess. And I'd also like to see my channel grow more and see more engagement from viewers on my videos, like more likes, more comments, more views in general. But if you're a current subscriber right now and you don't really comment or like or whatever, don't feel bad about that. I mean, I guess that's okay. I mean, you don't have to feel obligated to comment. I guess a like would be nice. It'd kind of show that people at least like what I put out or even care about what I put out. But I mean, you don't have to feel compelled to comment or anything like that. And it would also be nice to make some money off of uploading these videos, but that's not my primary goal. And with that, we come to the end of this 3-hour long commentary. I definitely did not plan on this being this long. I had more so imagined this would have been just an hour long, but I apparently had a lot to talk about and a lot of stuff I wanted to cover that I couldn't just squeeze into an hour, so sorry about that. But hey, I at least tried to make it a little more manageable by splitting it up into 3 parts, so there's that, I guess. But yeah, that's all I really want to say. So thanks for watching this. If you listened to all of it, I really appreciate it, because, again, I mean, I know this is really long for most people, and I'm not exactly the best commentator, especially when I'm not scripting myself. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. So, for now, this will be it. But until then, I'll see you with whatever other video I upload. So thanks again for listening, and take care. Have a good day. Bye.